All right, let's talk about the 2015 Norwegian disaster film, The Wave. This movie is an absolutely incredible thriller. It's all about this clash between hard science, one geologist's gut feeling, and the absolutely terrifying raw power of nature. So let's dive right in. So let me ask you this. What if you were the only person who knew a massive disaster was about to hit? That's exactly where this movie puts us. We meet Christian, he's a geologist, and get this, it's his very last day on the job. And of course, that's when he stumbles on some data that basically screams something terrible is about to happen. Okay, so our first part here is all about a geologist's unheated warming. And yeah, it's just as tense as it sounds. It's that classic I'm telling you something is wrong feeling while everyone else just kind of wants to look the other way. So picture this. Christian's got the moving boxes out, he's ready to start a new job, a whole new life in a bigger city. He's done. But then an alarm goes off. The monitors show this crazy sudden drop in groundwater. Now, his colleagues, they're like, it's just a faulty sensor. Happens all the time. But Christian, he gets this sinking feeling that this isn't just an error, it's a warning. So you've got this real tug of war happening. Christian is looking at the data and saying, guys, the groundwater didn't just disappear. The cables broke. The mountain is shifting so much it literally snapped them. To him, the broken sensor is the warning. But his bosses, they're just worried about causing a panic. They're like, let's just call it a malfunction for now. Keep things calm. So while everyone's telling Christian to calm down, one of his colleagues is still looking at the numbers. And what he finds is, well, it's terrifying. The mountain isn't expanding, it's contracting. It's literally pulling in on itself like it's taking a deep breath before a total collapse. This is it. This is the smoking gun that proves Christian was right all along. Okay, so now Christian has this contracting rocks theory. He rushes back to the office, starts tearing through these old, dusty research files, and then bam, he finds it. A historical record of the exact same thing happening right before a previous collapse. This isn't a guess anymore. This is a pattern. It's happening again. And just like that, the debate is over. Part 2, the mountain collapses. This is where theory becomes an absolute nightmare. And the irony here is just brutal. Christian's boss, the guy who was so skeptical, is actually inside the mountain, checking on those broken sensors when the whole thing lets go. A quake hits, they lose all contact, and every alarm in the building starts screaming. It's on. The town evacuation siren begins to wail. And you have to understand just how fast this all happens. A huge chunk of the mountain just falls into the water. That impact creates this monster tsunami. And the town, they have exactly 10 minutes. 10 minutes to get to high ground before it hits. As you can imagine, the streets just explode into total chaos. So Christian and his daughter are right there in the middle of it, stuck in this massive traffic jam. He absolutely knows, that staying in the car is a death trap. So he jumps out, he's yelling at everyone, "Get out of your cars, run!" But then he sees a neighbor who's trapped. And in that split second, he has to make a choice. Help her and tell his own daughter to just keep running up the hill alone? Meanwhile, on the other side of town, his wife, Idun, is at the hotel trying to herd panicked guests onto a bus. Total pandemonium. And then she has that heart-stopping parent moment. Where's her son? She realizes he's still somewhere inside the hotel, and that giant wave is just minutes away. And then the wave hits. There's no more running. Section 3 is all about surviving the aftermath. And believe me, it is brutal. Christian manages to get his neighbor free, but they have seconds. The wall of water is right on top of them. The only thing he can do is shove them both inside a nearby car and pray. The impact is just unbelievable. It hits them like a freight train and knocks them both out cold. At the same time, Idun finds her son down in the hotel basement. She manages to pull him and another guest into this concrete bunker, literally a second before the hotel is just obliterated. They survive the wave, but now water is pouring into the bunker. They've just traded one death trap for another. And this is where the movie gets really dark. The other person in the bunker with them starts to panic as the water rises. And in that panic, he tries to use Idun's son as a flotation device, pushing the boy underwater to keep his own head up. I mean, can you even imagine? Idun is forced to do something unthinkable to save her kid. So Christian finally comes to. He's surrounded by wreckage. He sees his neighbor, she didn't make it. But then he sees his daughter, Julia, up on the hill, safe. For 1 second, there's this incredible relief. And then it's gone, replaced by pure terror, as he realizes his wife and son are nowhere to be seen. Which leads us to our last section, an impossible reunion. This is that desperate, last-ditch search for survivors where hope seems completely lost. This next part is just wow. Christian makes it back to what's left of the hotel. He finds his son's backpack in the rubble and he just breaks. He thinks they're gone. In just pure grief and rage, he picks up a pipe and starts smashing it against some wreckage. But then, deep underground in that flooded bunker, Idun hears it, and she bangs back. And Christian hears that. And just like that, everything changes. They're alive. He doesn't even think. He just dives straight into that freezing, flooded basement. It's a complete mess, but he finds the bunker. They somehow manage to get the jammed door open. It's this incredible, breathless reunion underwater. But now, they have to get out. The most dangerous part is still ahead. On the way up, his son is running out of air, so Christian does the only thing a parent would do. He gives his son his own air from his lungs. It saves the boy, but Christian doesn't make it. They pull him out, he's not breathing. Idun tries CPR, but it's no use. They give up. It looks like he saved his family, but lost himself. But his son, he just refuses to let go. He won't accept it. Idun is exhausted, she's given up hope, but their son Sondre just takes over. He starts CPR himself, just screaming at his dad to come back. It's this raw, heartbreaking, desperate final effort. And you won't believe it, but it works. There's a cough, some water comes up, and he opens his eyes. He's alive. After everything, against all possible odds, he made it back. So Christian, Idun, and their son finally make it up to the hillside where the survivors are gathered. And their daughter Julia is there, waiting. She thought she was the only one left. I mean, the reunion is just everything. They're all there, together, as the rescue helicopter lands, battered, broken, but whole. And that's really what the film leaves you with. It asks you to think, when everything is gone, when disaster strikes, what is the one thing you would truly fight for? And I think The Wave makes a pretty powerful argument that, for most of us, the answer isn't something you can own. It's someone you love.